Well, don't forget, coming up right after this one, we have what people have been calling all week the showpiece match of day one. Wigan will take on Leeds, and it immediately follows the second half of Hull Kingston Rovers against Hull FC. And what a second half we have in prospect here. Hull Kingston Rovers 18-0 up at one stage. Now it's all to play for. Hadley and Shaw and Miller with the two conversions. 18-12 then as we return to commentary. Tony Ray, Terry Barry and Bill Arthur.
Well, Hull know all about blowing a winning position. They were 16-0 up against Wakefield a couple of weeks ago, and they managed to lose that one. Their last win was against London on Easter Monday for Hull FC. They are not out of this one, though, as Hull Kingston Rovers get on the second half underway with now a narrow lead. They looked as though they were in control at 18-0, but Hull FC definitely have got the wind in their sails, and Kurt Yeaman, this man, has had quite a lot to do with that. Round the shoulder, says the referee, and Yeaman comes away from that tackle feeling his neck.
He seems to have been the danger man in the first half, Kurt Yeaman. Get the ball to him and something will seem to happen. And being very interesting to see what the coaches have said at half-time. Will they both start and play conservative, get a feel for the game, get back into this and then start opening up as the game goes on?
Houghton puts the kick in. Good opportunity for us to go down to the sidelines and hear from Rod Studd.
I can imagine, Bill, the mood in the Hull FC changing room was improved dramatically by the closing stages of that first half. The message, of course, that they've done part of the job. Now they've got to go and finish the rest of it. Dean Hadley, we saw in that injury as he scored Hull's first try. He's been examined in the changing room. He's back on the bench and keen to get back involved if necessary. Hull KR, by contrast, just want to go back to what they were doing in the first part of that first period that built that 18-0 advantage. They've got a penalty, and that will help them do just that, Bill.
First of the second half. And Hull Kingston Rovers will use this to... and the softest of penalties to concede as well.
It is, because that penalty is not going to hurt the opposition. You can see Ben Cockayne, he takes a dive, he gets a 9.9 for that, and the frustration shown on the face of Craig Sandercourt. He just wants to get on, he wants to play on the front foot like they did in the opening 20 minutes, but yeah, a bit of a soft penalty to give away from Jordan Rankin.
Keep off the fence, Gareth.
Here they come then, with Johnny Walker. Struggling to get to his feet. Does so. Wayman now. 3 tackles gone. Hodgson, Burns now, Walker once more. That looked high, it was.
He's hurt himself.
I think Fetuli Talanoa has come out of that one second best by the look of things. He's down on his knees there.
He's jammed right in on Horn, trying to snuff out the threat. It's definitely high, right around the chops, and clutching his ankle, Talanoa. Yes.
Yep. Well, there's no doubt there's going to be a penalty here. I wonder will it be 2 points from Hull KR? Will they go for the penalty? Will they go for the 2 points? Will they go for it, Tony?
I think they'll keep the pressure on this one. It's a crazy start from Hull. They come out at a wonderful set. Beautiful kick down to the corner, out the hooker, and then just come 2 really soft, silly penalties. And you just feel like the momentum swung straight away. I agree with you, Gary, saying how outrageous it was, the penalty given away by Rankin.
Graham Horn is back on his feet. Fetuli Talanoa is back on his feet. And Travis Burns will use this opportunity to grab a couple more points for Hull Kingston Rovers and just extend their lead a little bit, having seen it being eaten away by that comeback late in the second half from Hull FC, whose supporters are in good voice behind those posts. There hasn't been a lot for them to cheer about in recent weeks, though. Burns doesn't hesitate, the flags go up. And given how close it was between these two at Easter, when Hull Kingston Rovers won 21-20, 20 points to 12, it's a great chasm between these two sides at the moment.
Well, an 8-point lead, the pressure's on Hull FC now because they know they need to score twice. Here's the penalty. Yeah, there's no doubt, Richard Silverwood, that is a penalty. couple of silly errors there. Lee Radford will be furious. First of all, it all comes from the penalty from Jordan Rankin when he just pushed Ben Cockayne over. Didn't do that, they won't be in this position.
The restarts, and Keating is underneath that one. Now here comes Mick Wayman. Look out for a try from Mick Wayman, because he's on a roll at the moment. The former St George Illawarra Dragon. Best ever try spree in actual fact. He got 4 tries in 4 games recently.
He's a machine, the big fella.
Here's another big fella, Johnny Walker. They're glad to have him back from injury.
And a lot resting on the shoulders of Wayman. Justin Pope not available. He'll need to trudge that ball, keep doing it, gain the territory.
Cockayne going across the field, and then Burns puts a kick in, and that's too strong. They'll come back to the 20. Looked as though he was going to find touch just by the corner flag, but then it kicked away and goes over the dead ball line, and Hull will regroup on their own 20-metre line. Here is Liam Colburn now. Jamie Langley makes the tackle. Very young Langley-esque hairstyle going on there with Jamie Langley.
Fancy one of them myself, Ben.
He looks like Sergeant Slaughter. Like he should be in the US Marines.
Here comes Joe Westerman now. There is in the tackle with that hairstyle. It's Hull FC with the ball. Little kick ahead, but nobody on the same wavelength, really. And Cockayne is able to field the ball and run it back. The Rovers supporters, a little roar from them. They thought it was a high tackle on their fullback.
Well, Hull kicked on the 4th player there, and you could see the left-sided attack was stood so deep.
Nobody responded, did they?
No, not at all. They were all expecting the ball to come left. They thought they had numbers. Instead, the kick goes through, and that's where you've got to communicate.
Put that down as another soft decision. 2 soft penalties given away, then a soft option there, really. Nothing on. I think I'll take the easy one, put it in behind.
This is a good set defensively from Hull, trying to stop the progress. And on the 5th, the kick. Oh, and Crooks has knocked that one on. They've done so well there. They've forced him to kick from deep, and then Jason Crooks, under no pressure, spills that ball.
Well, he does everything right. He focuses on the ball. There's nobody really that's within 10 metres of him, so there's no real pressure on him. Puts himself in a good position to catch that ball, and all of a sudden it just comes off his right shoulder. He just takes a step too far. Let's see what Hull KR can do now. I would say, Bill, that Hull KR have probably been the more patient side in this game up to now.
They lead by 20 points to 12. And here is Ben Cockayne, and Cockayne gets on the outside of Talanoa, gets the ball back in field to Hodgson. Hodgson is just tackled. Good covering tackle. Halted the progress of Hodgson. They're struggling to halt the progress of James Green. Very strong player to come off the bench, Green. And Chris Keating across the field. Hodgson, oh, here's Wayman again. Look out, he's seen that try line. He stopped just short this time, Mick Wayman. Hodgson. Keating comes back in field, back towards the massed Hull defences. 4 tackles gone. Oh, and that's a stray pass, and it's snapped up. And that was a nothing pass. Well, we said that Hull weren't on the same wavelength a moment ago. Well, Rovers weren't there either.
They showed good energy on the goal line. I think it was Westerman on that right edge that got up quick, snuffed out the threat. Hodgson throws that, trying to find one of Robins' players in the right hole. Sometimes hookers, halfbacks, throw it in the right place, hoping that somebody will run onto it, but nobody did on that occasion.
One of these teams has to wake up. OKR were all asleep. There was a great opportunity there to attack the line. They did nothing with that set. It was a really poor set. There was never any good options there. Keating was twisting around trying to find something himself. No other pass there for Hodgson in his own line.
Oh, nearly an excellent kick from Jacob Miller. Just went the wrong side of the post.
Well, how cool was Eddie Gardner? He knew exactly where this ball was going. He didn't put any pressure on himself to go and get that ball and make the mistake. Knew that there was going to be a penalty 20 metres from the try line.
Wait for the goal call, wait! Go!
So these two still testing each other out. We've just had the penalty goal so far in this second half, which has put Hull Kingston Rovers 20 points to 12 ahead. And it's Hull Kingston Rovers in possession now, with Langley. Still can't get used to that hairstyle. Oh, that was high. That was Crooks, and Crooks is in trouble here, I think. If not with the Rovers players, then with referee Richard Silverwood. He got it all wrong there.
Yeah, totally agree with you. Steps inside Salter, and then all of a sudden that's a high shot. It's hard to try and defend that from Jason Crooks. Sometimes the speed of the game, it goes against you. When someone gets on the inside of you, your reaction is to stick your arm up, and on that occasion Jason Crooks, he does that, and it does look bad, and this could be a red card, Bill.
He's gone for his pocket, referee Richard Silverwood. Jason Crooks has had a torrid second half, and now he's got the red card for that high tackle, which has flattened Liam Salter. And that is a hammer blow for this Hull side.
And as I said, Bill, I'm not going to try and defend Jason Crooks, but that is a clear sending off. As soon as he does it, as soon as he makes contact, he holds his hands up and he says, yes, I got it all wrong, I do apologise. He looks around at what's going on, because he knew that the Hull KR players would come in. They'd be absolutely furious with that. And then he goes down the tunnel. He knows his effort there has led to him being sent off from this pitch. He will take no further part in this game.
Jason Crooks playing in his first Hull derby then. Shown the red card. Liam Salter still getting his marbles back in order after hitting the deck hard. I think that possibly did more damage than maybe the high tackle. Not that it wasn't a high tackle, but he certainly hit the deck hard.
I don't think you can deny it was a high tackle, but I think the collision made it look a lot worse than perhaps it was. And, you know, Richard Silverwood decided it's a red card, and probably justified. But, you know, I think the speed of the collision made that look a lot worse than it was.
He's the fifth player to be red carded at the Magic Weekend. And now Hull FC could pay a heavier price, because the Robins, from the resultant penalty, are bang in front of those posts with Chris Keating. Hull FC down to 12 men then, and a long way to go in this game, still half an hour. They really are up against it now. Burns, Cockayne could be in here, Adi Gardner, and Gardner in at the corner. And with that try, he goes ahead of Pat Richards on the all-time Super League try chart, on 148 now. And that is pretty calamitous for Hull FC. A man sent off, and then Adi Gardner scores in the corner. Jason Crooks, the fifth player to be red-carded at the Magic Weekend, following Wayne Godwin, Gareth Hock, Sean McGuinness and Chris Chewson.
Well, Jason Crooks, he's got no arguments with this to referee Richard Silverwood. And who should be defending on the left edge for Hull FC but Jason Crooks? A clear 2-on-1, the chance was there. The nice soft hands, the good execution from Hull KR, going at the line, knowing that they've got numbers on the edge, and it's an easy try for Adi Gardner.
Well, you're right, Tez, that's a ruthless intelligence that could get the Robins the 2 points today. Jason Crooks not there, sat in the changing room thinking about what he's done, and the respect that these players have for one another. The red card was given, he turned round, patted Salter on the leg and said, "I'm sorry mate," and he was on his way. And it's 4 points for Adi Gardner, possibly 6 for Hull KR. Because
Travis Burns has kicked 4 from 4 so far, and This is a difficult one, but he's landed a difficult one already. He's landed another one so nonchalantly. A little wave to those fans behind the post, I think, from Travis Burns, ever the diplomat. And Hull Kingston Rovers now 26 points to 12 ahead.
Aidy Gardner scored the try, but that man, Travis Burns, was the guy that directed the team there. He knew Crooks had been sent off. I watched him off the ball. He was organising his forwards inside and out, really screaming at them, getting them into position. Remember the set before Hull KR had down on the whole line? They were terrible. They were rudderless. They didn't go anywhere. But Burns really stepped up, put his players in place. And we saw a wonderful try in the corner there from Aidy Gardner through the smarts of Travis Burns.
Well, it is a massive task now for this Hull FC side. They fought their way back in the first half, but that was with a full complement on the pitch. How on earth are they going to do it in this second 40? Up against a Hull Kingston Rovers side looking to make it a double over their arch enemies.
Sometimes when one of your teammates gets sent off, it inspires you because you know you've got to work harder than your opponents. Whether you've got the ball or whether you haven't got the ball, you know you're in for a tough time. So they have now got 28 minutes to roll the sleeves up and win this game for Hull FC. Good kick, good chase.
Great kick. And Jamie Shaw, trying to shepherd that ball out, has taken a knock.
He has. It's a perfectly weighted kick. Jamie Shaw is blowing it. And the two kids in the corner nearly get taken out as well.
Shaw fell awkwardly there, in actual fact. He's off the field, he's getting tended to, and he was in a lot of pain. But in fact, they've only got 11 players on the field at the moment, Hull FC.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't look good for them, does it?
The physio's calling for a replacement. He's out of the action now, Shaw. He's out of the game.
All sorts going on the bench, and Danny Houghton, I think, is coming down from the dugout. Shaw in all sorts of pain. In possession, though, are Hull FC. Jeremiah plays the ball. Miller will hoist this kick. And Cocaine comes for it, makes it his, claims it well. But then it's stolen from him. Talanoa has done well there.
Well, that's the focus, the take from Ben Cocaine, and Talanoa, give me that ball.
Chance for Houghton. He's over. What a story. Danny Houghton comes up with the try. They've only got 11 players on the pitch still. I think, no, he's out there. He's the man who's come off the bench. Houghton's come off the bench. He scored the try.
He's just his second come on, Bill.
That's his first touch. He's come on, and he's got an unlikely try for Hull FC. They're not out of this game yet.
Well, incredible. What gets served up in these derby games? You can see Talanoa, the second effort. I talked about that the players have to work really hard for each other. Danny Houghton is a man I admire so much because he rolls up his sleeves. He never knows when he's beat. He normally comes up with 50, 60 tackles, but what he also is, he's very intelligent with the ball.
And you've already talked about Hull FC waking up, getting into this game. They've only got 12 players on the pitch. You'd imagine that Rankin would go to fullback now that Jamie Shaw is just being helped from the field. And that man came on. You see Jamie Shaw limping away, took a knock. Danny Houghton gets the try for Hull FC.
And Jacob Miller lands the conversion. Well, Hull Kingston Rovers can't rest easy yet. 26-18 the scoreline. Hull FC with one man red-carded and not giving up the chase.
Stranger things have happened. Hull need, you can see a lot more energy back in. They sprinted back in behind to get in position, listened to the trainer, really got together well. First time we've shown some real energy out of them. Wonderful play from Talanoa, the ball still. You had to come up with something special to turn this one, to get them back in the contest, to get them believing again. He's limping around out there, Talanoa. He's got a sore ankle. He sure is competing.
And so is Palliacino with that storming run.
That's a brilliant return. Absolutely brilliant. Took the ball under your arm and run as hard as you can.
Well, that'll inspire his teammates.
That was 30 metres, that belt. He caught that ball, and as I say, he's 10 metres before he actually catches it, Palliacino.
Here they come again. Here they come again. Jeremiah, he's looking for some support. He's going to take Cockayne on. He's still not grounded. He is now.
Well, that's the right play because he knew that pass wasn't on. If he passes that ball, there's a mistake.
Here is Houghton. Here is Ellis. Ellis has got support outside him. Yeeman back on the inside. Didn't have the pace. The ball goes forward. It could have been. It could have been. It maybe should have been.
That's a huge tackle, Travis Burns. That is a magnificent effort. Come from 3 defenders in and come flying across. Almost a shoulder charge.
He just hits him with everything, doesn't he? What do you think, Stuart?
It certainly looks like a shoulder charge. Perhaps, again, should have been a penalty to Hull for that one. He wasn't making any attempt to tackle.
He gets up, starts back, and is he the angriest man in the world, or what?
He is.
Do you know, he's just a brilliant competitor, isn't he?
I've seen my fair share of cranky halfbacks in my time, but he's right up there, Travis Burns.
He can sense his team's gone to sleep, can't he? They've relaxed a bit. The send-off, got the try in the corner. This is going to be easy. Hull have grabbed some momentum. Paliacina running hard. Houghton making breaks.
Well, didn't he ended his NRL career, didn't he, with a 9-game ban, Travis Burns, for a high shot?
Oh, he doesn't mind mixing it up. I remember him flying out the line and hitting Gareth Ockham, breaking his arm. He's hit him that hard.
Looking at him behind play, he's back, he's waving his arms, he's pointing, he's frustrated with everything. He is really lifting this team.
Keating thumps that ball downfield. Opportunity to catch up with the traffic down on the sidelines. It's busy down there, Rod.
It's Bill, yeah. Firstly, Jamie Shawler, we saw come off with that left calf problem, which looked that it might keep him out of the rest of the match. There's another injury right now, but Shaw doing some running up and down the touchline, trying to run the injury off. As we see another problem for Jordan Ranking, who's just gone into a tackle and gone down. On the other side of the bench, Salter down in the changing room. He's getting a medical examination. Doubt if he'll be back. Back to you, Bill.
Touch judge George Stokes on the field to have a word. Travis Burns having a word as well. You're kidding, or something to that effect.
Saying,
Travis
are you
Burns.
serious? Saying, look, he's hit him.
I can't say. I think he's got a point.
Surely,
I think he's got a point. He hits him hard, rocks him. It's the most unconventional tackle. If an under-12 player does it, you'd say, listen, you're going to hurt yourself if you tackle like that, but
You've got to expect a tackle like that, a derby game, pressure on, momentum going.
Absolutely,
It was a nice
body's
tackle.
on the line.
Travis Byrne ran 50 metres to say, are you serious, to that referee there. He's having all the influence he can across everybody on the pitch.
Get yourself in front of the opponents. Hit them with everything you've got. You come up with the biggest whack that you can come up with.
Well, Hull FC are certainly very much in this contest, 26-18, and they're having the better of the game with 12 men on the field at the moment. They've got possession at the moment with Jacob Miller, but he's tackled by Graham Horn. Here's Paliacina. 3 tackles gone.
Oh, another shot. Is that Lovegrove again?
Another penalty.
Ah, just spoils it. Nicky Player, the former Robins player. 2 teammates.
Houghton takes a quick tap, tried to take a quick tap.
Well, it's all about speed, Bill, for both of these sides.
Here's Liam Watts, and Watts has lost it. It's a penalty. Do they, given the situation they're in, go for the 2 here?
No, you've got to keep going out. You've got to go for the try. Worry about the further 2 points when you score the 6. Keep the pressure on.
So they do that with Watts again. Rovers now back on their own try line. Houghton, who's returned to the field, has sparked this side. And Paliacina is through. He's still going. Legs are pumping. What a try from Ifeka Paliacina. Look at the jubilation. And the Hull supporters cannot believe this. He just would not be stopped. The first try in the colours, these multicolours of the black and whites for Ifeka Paliacina. He was a hero at Wigan and Salford. Probably for the French, he's a hero for Hull FC here.
Well, he's made his mark on this game. Look at the barnstorming run here. You can see Kevin Leroy, he's tugging him along. The leg drive from the big prop forward. What about that for strength? Incredible. He comes on to Jacob Miller's pass, and there's only going to be one winner here. Look at him, he's like pulling a sledge. What a try.
Well, I've talked about his run up. He set off it from Droylsden. He was that far back. The legs are driving. There's three players. Costigan can't get hold of him. He rolls over and gets the ball down.
Well, let's
see her back into this.
Listen to these Hull FC supporters as Miller prepares to line up this conversion. We have got a game on here. We've had cracking games between London and Catalan, between Widnes and Salford. We've got one now between Hull Kingston Rovers and Hull FC, where the scoreline is 26-24.
Who's got the bottle to go on and win this game? Look at the referee, straight out of the way. As soon as he sees him crashing onto that ball, that is what wins you games. The effort, the extra little determination, and the big runs like that certainly goes a long way to winning the games.
Well, Ifeka Palliasina was in the Salford side. Oh, no. Look at that.
No. And it's easy to look at Mickey Pay here, but I think this kickoff should be caught on the full. Jordan Rankin, he needs to catch that. But it's Hull FC's turn to defend now, Bill.
They concede the goal line dropout. I was going to say that in 2012, Palliasina was in the Salford side that caused one of the upside sets of the Magic weekend when Salford beat the Huddersfield Giants. We could have an upset on here. Still plenty of time, and still time for Hull Kingston Rovers to settle themselves down and just calmly take advantage of the numerical supremacy they've got. And it's got to be tiring for Hull as well. They're defending now. Just about back on their own try line from that fluffed restart where they conceded possession. Here's Costigan. Hodgson pointing the way for his side. He's got Keating there. Keating looking to get the pass away. Good defence that time. Tender touch from Mickey Payer there. That ball has been spilled. Colburn has knocked it on. Did Rovers knock it on first? Hull FC fans imploring referee Silverwood to look at it that way. Not the case.
Well, it was excellent defence from Hull FC, but you can just see Liam Colburn makes the mistake. It comes off his right hand.
I'd like to see Neville Costigan's offload. Is that a forward pass?
Either
from an offload.
That came out forwards.
Well, it's pretty close, isn't it? Touches in line with it on the far side. Didn't think so. That's why we've gone with the knock-on from Hull.
If they can defend this set, Hull, if they can, and it was bizarre there that Hull KR didn't come out to the right side where Jason Cooks had been sent off all set. If they can, that will be also a big momentum build for them here.
Wellham is stopped in his tracks by Mickey Payer. Now it's James Green's turn. Hodgson. Hodgson will go himself, and he is held up. And once more again, Mickey Payer involved, managing to clamp that ball and stop Hodgson getting the pass away. Keating. They do come out wide. They have got the overlap, but they might not need it. That's great defence that time to stop Hull Kingston Rovers on their own try line. Ben Cockayne it was. Then they've lost the ball. Brilliant. And Hull have it back.
Brilliant. Not only to make that tackle stand strong, but Jacob Miller strips that ball, relieves the pressure. The Black and Whites will be desperate to get to the kick now.
That's what you call desired, isn't it? Josh Hodgson, when he goes, there's 5 men in front of him, then all of a sudden Jacob Miller comes up with a play that says no, the hard work's not done, because they need to get the ball as far away from their try line as they can.
26-24 the scoreline here in favour of Hull Kingston Rovers. Here is Mickey Payer. It's going to take a massive effort from this Hull FC side to get past the Rovers here. And Miller, the kick is charged down, but nobody there to profit from it for Hull Kingston Rovers. Picked up by Jordan Rankin. Rankin going across the field.
Bill, you talk about effort. I'm going to say that I think Hull FC have got enough in the tank to go on and win this game. because of what they've shown in the last 15-20 minutes. They're working hard for each other. I say whether you've got to carry the ball, and you know it's going to be a tough carry, like Aaron Jeremiah does. He's normally a hooker stroke half. He takes that ball up like a prop forward.
Good set here. He's having a good set here. They're inching their way. They're making little cracks through the seams here.
Doing more than inching now. Doing more than inching. Jeremiah, they just managed to cling on to him, Rovers. Hodgson it was. And Miller then kicks into the corner. Colburn will chase that. Back goes Keating, and Keating trying to wrong foot. Colburn makes the tackle.
That Jeremiah break was a bolt-on chance. He had two guys on his shoulder there. Quick pass, and they were in there, Hull.
Barry Manilow is on in Manchester this weekend. Could there be magic here at the Etihad tonight?
You got tickets, Bill?
I am not a Fanilo, actually, which apparently is what they're called.
Obviously done your research.
Barry Manilow.
Miley Cyrus as well. We've seen the wrecking ball, Palliacina.
Barry Manilow.
Oh, come on. Keating. Sensible kick into the corner, not quite though.
You'll have that. You'll take that. The ball goes out, too much weight in it, but now, as you can see, you get your defensive line all set. The pressure's now on Hull FC to bring this ball away without making a mistake.
Colburn plays the ball. Here is Gareth Ellis. Experience counts a lot in situations like this, and Ellis has bags of that. Here goes Houghton. Westerman, and they're going across the field. Bowden is tackled.
Yeah, they are making great yards, aren't they? They're just, look at these little inches they're finding all the way through. It is opening up here for Hull.
Jeremiah is causing all sorts of problems as well. Very busy since he came on. Quick hands, Ellis. That's the 5th tackle. The pitch now in the shade as Miller stabs the kick in towards those posts, and Cockayne will let it go, and Miller claiming something.
But Hull are straight on with it, Bill. Such is the pace of this game. It was a lovely little kick. FC couldn't get there quick enough. Handing the advantage, was certainly claiming it. Was it Jordan Rankin?
It was Josh Bowden, I think.
And he was telling Fibs he needs to go to confession in the morning. Nowhere near it.
I think Jamie Shaw is going to return for Hull FC, which is good news, because he did look in a lot of discomfort when he went down in the corner. Travis Burns bounces off the first tackle, and a looping pass finds Kevin Laroyer, one of the try scorers so far for Hull Kingston Rovers, who lead 26-24. And then Burns kicks cross field. They're lined up over there. The ball comes back inside. Hodgson. Walker. What are they doing?
Holy
Why?
moly, that's why props don't kick, Bill.
You'd think there was 5 minutes to go. They were trailing by 2 points.
Brilliant tackle, Kirk Eamon. That was outstanding. Great composure.
Can you explain?
I'm with you, that was a shocking kick. I think it was just the panic that set in. He found the ball in his hands on the last play, so all of a sudden, what do? I'm going to have a crack at it.
But they don't need to panic, because they're going to get the ball back.
And Mickey Peer pleading for a strip. As he bumps the ball in, I think he's unlucky there, Stuart, do you?
He's had the ball pulled out, one-on-one, but it's been play on, I think.
His former club not doing him any favours there, Mickey Peyer. He played for Hull Kingston Rovers in this game last year, when Hull had the edge. But now Rovers looking to use their edge. Welland. Hodgson, the bandage on after that knock in the first half, early in the game actually for David Hodgson. He's been in the wars this season. The seasoned winger, 32 years of age. Here's Costigan at pace, dumps the ball back, finds Burns. Burns tries to straighten up. He's tackled by Danny Houghton. Felt that one. Slow to get to his feet, Travis Burns. Here is Jason Netherton. He's got Joe Westerman all over his back. Keating now. They could make it tell here. They will do with Gardner, and Gardner will get his second of the game. And maybe, just maybe, see off this valiant Hull FC resistance. Adi Gardner, prolific try scorer during his career. Takes him to within 2 tries of 150 in his career, and to 2 in this game, 3 for the season.
Well, sadly for Mickey Peer, that ball was stripped, handed position and possession to the Robins. A wonderfully executed play to get the numbers over to the edge, and he needed all his experience to get that ball down. I don't think Jamie Shaw will be happy when he watches that again. Not the best attempt, but Adi Gardner just releases the pressure. Hull FC starting to come back, edge forward, and that might just snuff this game out and give the Robins the 2 points.
2 tries for Adi Gardner, 2 for Liam Salter on that side for Hull Kingston Rovers. On the right, and Travis Burns, well, he hasn't missed so far today, no matter how difficult they have been. Massive contribution from this man. Organising, cajoling, irritating, and kicking goals. Great player to have in your side. Burns looks as though it's on target again. It is. Crucial contribution from Travis Burns as he lands another 2-pointer. And Hull Kingston Rovers stretch away to 32-24.
Well, it's an 8-point ball game again. And Jamie Shaw, he's got to do better than that. We saw Travis Burns come up with a try saver early in this second half. When he gets across and he puts pressure on the Hull FC defender, Jamie Shaw needed to be that committed in trying to stop Adi Gardner from scoring.
Well, just a word on Travis Burns. He's had a growing influence in this game, and I talked about cranky halfbacks. I think they go home and they look in a mirror. It's a circus mirror because they think they're 10 foot tall. They stand in front of the big fellas and they give it them royal. Let's have a look at the kick-off. Hull FC trying to get the ball back. Great take from Gardner. Travis Burns, when his side has needed him, he's stepped forward.
Rovers went into this game with one of the best Magic records of all the Super League sides, having won 5 from 7. Well, they're going to maintain that record with this 6th victory here in 8 Magic games. Hull, on the other hand, one of the worst. 2 wins from 8 now for them. They just can't do it at the Magic weekend. They've tried hard here, despite having Jason Crooks sent off.
They still have time. They still have time. And you know, Hull KR showed before when they scored a try, they thought they had it and they went to sleep. Hull just got to keep believing.
You can't imagine Travis Burns letting this side go to sleep, bellowing in their ears, wake up.
No, not at all. And you go back to that penalty that Travis Burns kicked, the 2 points. That's what's taken him playing the mind games with Hull FC, because they know they are 8 points behind.
Well, they're going to have to throw caution to the wind now at Hull FC if they are to do something miraculous here. Danny Houghton had given them hope with that try when he came on the field. There he is, playing the ball on the halfway line. Jeremiah, here's Ellis. Little show but no go from Ellis there. He's held.
This ball needs to go high in the air. Challenge for this.
It goes high, but it goes straight down the throat of Ben Cockayne.
That's a poor kick. Poor kick, poor chase. Lee Radford will be furious with that.
Here is Chris Keating. Well, into the last 5 minutes now, and Hull Kingston Rovers on course for a double already this season. They won the Easter game 21-20. Craig Hall's drop goal late on sealing that. And it looks as though they're going to win a dramatic, eventful, magic clash once again. Never fails, this one. There's always something going on when these two sides meet at the Magic Weekend.
Well, there's been 3 very close games. The only 3 games this Magic Weekend was Josh Hodgson. He'll just let the clock tick away. Clever play from the Hull KR9. Get that ball out of play. Less than 5 minutes to go before there's 2 points in the bag for Craig Sandercock's men.
And Hull's losing streak going to continue. Their last win now back on Easter Monday when they beat London 40 points to 4, but since then they've dropped away. They'll be looking to get players back. Hull Kingston Rovers glad to get back to winning ways after their dip in form. Here goes Rankin. Bouncing off the challenges. Danny Houghton. They can take a lot from this game, Hull FC, but they can't take any points.
No, even if they don't come away with the win, what they can take away is the short passing game has really worked for them. Whether it be targeting the men in the middle or whether it be playing a couple of long passes and then trying to attack the outside 3 defenders, it's definitely worked in this game, as is the running game from Danny Houghton.
The kick ahead, Houghton on the chase and not giving up, and you've got to commend Hull FC on that, because when Crooks went off and they were trailing and you thought heads would drop, the opposite has happened.
Well, they've had adversity in this game, no doubt about that, and Lee Radford, after last week's game, and I think Joe Westerman as well described it as a joke, the way that they'd performed, but under duress, under stress, under adversity, they've stepped up. If they can play with that intensity and that commitment in the following fixture, who knows?
So Hull Kingston Rovers certainly have had the edge in this game. They started off really well. They were 18-0 up before Hull FC got their act together. And Craig Sandercock will be happy with this Chris Keating and Travis Burns combination he's got going in the halves. They really do work well together.
They do. Travis Burns is one of those players that he just oozes class. What he also does is he uses commitment as well. Whenever he goes into any game, he feels that he can come out on top, and I think he's been absolutely excellent in today's game.
Throw Josh Hodgson, the skipper, into that as well. I think with dummy half he's been outstanding. If they can work on those 2 guys with Hodgson, and of course Ben Cockayne at the back, if he can keep striking and adding bits to it, their game will really evolve, but behind a really big, strong, tough forward pack that can really roll them forward.
Here's Ellis for Hull FC. Laroyer, comes away, clutching his face, I think, Kevin Laroyer. Hasn't missed as the ball comes back into the hands of Hull Kingston Rovers, and they will round things off with a try for Josh Hodgson. And that settles the score. That settles the issue. That settles Hull Kingston Rovers' nerves. And Josh Hodgson, a former Hull FC player whose dad Dave played for the club, rubs salt into Hull FC's wounds with a final try of an eventful game.
Well, you can't blame Hull FC. A short little snap, kick over the top. He's caught on the full. Wonderful hands from Costigan, and what about the footwork? That's a well-deserved try for the co-captain for the Robins. It's good skill, and they're absolutely out on the feet, the black and whites. But it's been a tremendous overall performance, individually and collectively. Hull KR have done exactly what they needed to do.
5th try of the season for Josh Hodgson, the Rovers Player of the Year in 2013. Both the hookers here today have proved their worth to their sides. They've both got great players wearing that number 9 shirt, but it's the one wearing the red and white 9 shirt who's smiling today. Travis Burns looking to maintain a 100% record with his goal kicking. And he does that. He can smile now. shares a word with Stanley Jean. 38-24 the scoreline. An emphatic victory now, on the scoreboard at least, for Hull Kingston Rovers, but they've been made to work for this.
I think there was even a smile from Stanley Jean then.
That'll be the last moment of this game. Hull Kingston Rovers celebrate victory over their great rivals. The Etihad has been treated to another great contest between these two great rivals. Hull FC, despite having Jason Crooks sent off for a high tackle,